best hyperchargers in the game and also the worst hyperchargers in the game. From the worst to best in this video with an own tier list ranking, explanations why I ranked hyperchargers like this. From a brawler that has the potential to kill 9 teamers in a showdown lobby with just 1 hypercharge, to a brawler that actually nerfs himself with a hypercharge. All that in this video, so have much fun. Short disclaimer, this list will have errors and will not match everyone's opinion. This is a tier list made out of my own experience. It's totally fine if you have a different opinion on some brawlers. But yeah, let's stay friendly in the comments and now finally get to this tier list. So Gene, unfortunately, is place number 43. Yeah, who could guess it? Problem with his hypercharge is not only that it really takes a while to charge it, like just pinching opponents will not really give you your hypercharge real quick. And yeah, even if you have farmed it after a lot of time, then as you can see in this game, there was not even a situation where I could have used it. Like I was just pinching my opponents in the end zone, and supering someone with the hypercharge can not only cause like pulling 2 people, but it also pulls it way too fast. So I don't even have any use. So the good thing about the gene pull is that brawlers are unable to act while you are pulling them. And like this, you just speed it up. So the, let me call it stun, lasts way shorter, and there's no reason to actually use this hypercharge in showdown. And even if 3v3, I don't think it's a big help. You most likely don't even hit anything. And even if you think, oh, okay, I got 3 grabs, so I could literally just pick auto aim and some grab will hit, but nah, it's not really working. For me, it's the worst hypercharge. It actually even nerfs the brawler in some way, so that's definitely not a deserved hypercharge for Gene, and for a reason, the worst hypercharge on this list. And yeah, with Pearl's hypercharge, it's quite simple, you know. You super, let's say an enemy is around you, you will push him away anyway. And bro, this fire flame area, bro, that's all about a hypercharge. It takes so long to charge it. Like I literally had to super 2 times and hit every of my shot to get it back, just so I can fart a very useless area on the ground that no one with 2 IQ points will walk into. Yeah, definitely a terrible hypercharge. We're also deserved in the useless section, which is the D tier, and place number 42 on our ranking. The map just changed, you know, don't worry. It's still a good map for every brawler. So we can just continue here and we get to Sprout's hypercharge. While Sprout is actually a nice brawler and his hypercharge cycle is also totally fine, the hypercharge's ability is just so trash. I think the only way you could make any use of it was by hypercharging the heist save to deal some additional damage. But Sprout and heist is bad already, so why would you even do that? So if I want to engage this Pearl with my hypercharge, so I now dealt 500 damage and she just runs away. So where's even the point? Anyway, the brawler itself is a very good one, but you could see it, the hypercharge just doesn't have to offer anything here. Quite sad because Sprout is a really cool brawler, and putting him in the useless tier on place 41 kinda hurts, but it is what it is. Here we go with the most likely most useless 1v1 hypercharge. And that's Charlie's. Because if you're in a 1v1, your spiders will just disappear. When your cocoon time is over, so your spiders are totally useless at this point. But yeah, at least this hypercharge can offer a little bit more, and that's that the spiders can also engage other people if you cocoon someone. The question is, why would you want your spiders go annoy someone else when you cocooned a specific enemy? It doesn't make sense. I think this dynamic is trying to bait someone to the cube, I swear, with that stun gadget, just waiting. Yeah, I knew it. Okay, so at this point, I didn't even need to use my hypercharge. And of course, I get the stats boost, but every brawler gets a stat boost. So if we use it, you know, if I would hit this dude, the spiders would just disappear. So I decided to actually not hit him on purpose. But yeah, then On the other hand, we don't have the cocoon ready, so it's a pretty weird hypercharge. Really not a big fan of it. So in my opinion, also useless. Place 40, and we go to the next one. I really don't know if I have to say much about it, but you know, look at the damage when I'm hitting this boss. But with the Hypercharge, it deals 25,000 damage, which is quite a lot if you hit it perfectly. And the normal rockets, if you also hit them in a very good way, almost deal the same amount of damage, like just 6k less. I mean, we don't want a Hypercharge that just deals a little bit more damage, right? Is that the point of a Hypercharge? I don't think so. It's supposed to give you super, a really cool feature, and that's just not cool. That's just a damage boost, you know? That's just the stat boosting, and that's it. Oh, I know they buffed the rockets and they deal more damage now, but I don't know. Is that really the Hypercharge we were looking for? I don't think so, so I ranked it at useless tier. With that, we got to the C tier of this list, and now the Hypercharges are not useless anymore, but more like bad, you know? So I think Tick's Hypercharge, I mean, this is the normal bomb, 3.2k damage, okay movement speed, and now we just have the same thing with the same HP with just more speed boost. I mean, these little things are so annoying. I mean, if you run into them, this Hypercharge is so damn good. But honestly, who runs into that? They also nerfed the strategy where you could hit your super at the end of a knockout round and then kill everyone after respawning. But come on, just a movement speed and some mines dropping to deal an additional damage. Come on, everyone that knows what Tick's Hypercharge does will not fall for that and run into these mines. I think the Hypercharge is surely better than one of the others, like the very useless ones, because your bomb will hit more frequently and also do drop the mines, and I mean at low elo you probably make good use of it, but later in the game it will be pointless. And this is so unfortunate, ranking Maisie's Hypercharge as bad, because she's a really fun brawler and I love to play her personally. And I did a really good early game engage here. My Hypercharge is still not up, but I would say the charging rate is okay. Like, it's not crazy, but it's okay. And I also showed in this game how much I love Maisie and how good I can play her. But we can see here after a very close early game that this bus engaged into us. It's barely impossible to react here, to be honest. Like, it's a really fast animation. I activated my Hypercharge, used my super, and it did nothing. The problem is it just doesn't hit when it needs to. Of course, we have that one situation where you can kill that big robo in like 3 seconds and deal a ton of damage, but that is in no way a realistic situation in the game. Most likely you will not even hit a single one of your Hypercharge projectiles. This is really not good. Place 37 for Maisie. And yeah, this guy, I mean, when you have like normal objectiles, you will hit your Hypercharge, the things will bounce off and do another hit, but even in this close range it wasn't even enough to make it stick again. So there's one heist map where it works, but overall, you know, the second super will barely pop off or have any value. I mean, it can be good sometimes for sure, especially on that one heist map, but overall, ranked overall, I think it's actually a quite bad one and also needs very long to be charged. Probably I'm doing Spike bad here if I compare a Squeak Hypercharge with a Spike Hypercharge, but I think in combination with the slowing gear, it's actually not that bad. But you know, you really do not rely on this Hypercharge. And I think the fact that this Hypercharge area is bigger is boring and also not that good as you expect it to be, you know. And yeah, you know, it's a bigger area. And it's cool to slow down like tanks and get a finish on it, but overall, yeah, I don't know. It's not really that great. And maybe it sounds a bit unfair ranking a Hypercharge like Maisie's and Squeak's with the same as with Spike's, but well, for me, you know, this little bigger area is just, it's not a good Hypercharge. It doesn't make a super that much better, you know? That's at least my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, tell me in the comments, but for me, Spike, rank 35. And I just cannot say, oh my god, this Nani head is even doing more damage. It should not be a part of a Hypercharge ranking, because every brawler gets damage boost with their supers, with their normal attacks. And so the only ability this super has, then, that your head is getting bigger, but also gives you disadvantages getting around corners even harder. So, you know, at this point, I wasn't even really able to do good movement anymore with my super. So it also feels kind of like a nerf. But why I'm not ranking this as useless and instead I'm ranking as bad, like a little bit better, is because, yes, it makes it easier to hit the target and also do like not just a single kill, but maybe even a team wipe. Even easier like this because of your bigger hitbox. Well, but yeah, a Hypercharge really should not have disadvantages for a super.
I'm so sorry.
But the same thing as with Spike goes to Terra. Like her pull range is normally like this, and if you click your Hypercharge, it will get bigger. But honestly, okay, I mean, I don't think it was that hard to hit a pull with Terra and just making it bigger. I don't know, we just have like, just compare Terra with a Crow Hypercharge, with an Angelo, Cordelius, or Poco Hypercharge. You know, just a little bit bigger radius. For me, really not enough to compete with any other Hypercharge, and this is the reason why I think that this Hypercharge is more like a bad one. And Barley is the last brawler that made it into the bad tier list. Alright, this Crow really tried, because all these Hypercharges that just make an area bigger, I don't really know. I cannot do much with that. It even deals the same amount of damage. You know, it deals like 2k with a hit. Oh, this guy was actually happy to see us. So I think if I would activate my Hypercharge, it's like doing the same amount of damage or just a tiny bit more. We'll check that out soon. The Hypercharge cycling rate is also not too good because, I mean, I just did 2 or 3 kills and still don't have my Hypercharge up. So I super like 2 times and also hit a lot of normal attacks. And yeah, now I got my Hypercharge up. The showdown round is almost over. Thank you, Dynamite, for opening my stuff. That will end up with a kill. Okay, maybe not. Alright, and that was just too late. I mean, we have the really big thing there. Unfortunately, no more slow gadget left. But yeah, even with the Hypercharge super, you can cover a really big area, but you can also do that with your normal super. So again, what is the point? Like, just having a bigger area again. I'm really not a big fan of just making the supers a bit bigger. That doesn't seem cool to me. That doesn't seem OP or very powerful to me. Maybe with Sandy Sandstorm, that would be crazy. But it's not hard to hit your opponent with Barley or hit the heist save. It's not hard to hit opponents with a Terra pool. Yeah, or these Hypercharge are just disappointing to me. Not entirely useless, but bad. So we finish C tier with that. Rank 32 to Barley. Now we get to the Hypercharges that are pretty much more decent than the other ones. For example, Primo. It's not the craziest Hypercharge because you just pull opponents. I'm not sure if you really need that. Okay, this search entirely failed. That's crazy. But yeah, it takes quite long to get your Hypercharge up. And then it rewards you with pulling an opponent. I'm not even sure if that's a real advantage. You know, without your Hypercharge, you just knock back them. And with your Hypercharge, you pull them close to you. Do you really need that? I don't know. Oh my god, we were reading this Lily so good. But unfortunately, it wasn't enough to get a kill on her. But the Stu is hunting her. Yeah, I think she's going down here. Oh, she actually stays on top. She was finishing for us. That's great. Even more cubes for us. But yeah, how am I supposed to farm my Hypercharge, by the way? In 3v3, obviously, it's a lot easier because you get a lot more damage, and getting damage is not that dangerous as in solo showdown. And even here, like, the lobby is almost entirely dead. And I still don't have my Hypercharge. Like, now it's up for the final showdown. Come on, guys. It doesn't even have that much of a crazy range. I mean, I was expecting Dillion to move forward to dodge my super somehow. But yeah, I don't think this Hypercharge is very crazy. But in combination with the damage output, that it doesn't really nerf the brawler, I think the stun time could be a little more with the Hypercharge, but I'm not so sure about that. But if that's the case, I would even rank Primo to the bad C tier. But yeah, I think it has a bit more value, so for now I'm putting it on okay. So we get to Bull, and I think Bull's Hypercharge just has a little bit more to offer, because if you click his Hypercharge and super, you will just have a very high damage block. Okay, that actually didn't work because this mode decided to give me the burger perks. Interesting. The hypercharge cycle is okay, I think. So let these burgers go off real quick. Now we do this. And yeah, we have a really decent damage block while on our way to super our opponent. Again, not the craziest stuff, but a lot better than the other hypercharges that offer us nothing or maybe sometimes even handicaps. So this one is a hypercharge that actually is okay, you know. Same for Rosa. Now the hypercharge really get better from time to time. Here we get rewarded with... Okay, I don't know how many times this happened to me when playing Rosa, that I click the super first and then the hypercharge. Oh yeah, let me fix that. Okay, so we use the hypercharge and now we have a really big slowing area. And yeah, that's just more useful than a Terra pull that just has a little more radius. That's my opinion, you know. Just in combat, slowing down your opponent, way better mechanic than just fixing skill issues by giving your hypercharge a little more range. But maybe I'm underestimating range at all. You tell me in the comments, but for me, this one has much more value. In combination with the speed boost also, just great. So the next one is Cold's hypercharge. And yeah, I really became a much bigger fan of Cold nowadays. You know, I think I hated a bit too much on him and I probably also underrated myself a bit on him. Actually, like, he's really not the best showdown brawler. But yeah, overall, we are ranking the hypercharge and not the brawler. Oh my god, I don't know why this surge keeps me alive, bro, but I take it for my advantage. Oh my god. So we have a much bigger chance to hit our super with that hypercharge, which is quite cool. And it gives us the possibility to do much cooler plays with the Cold super. And also Shelly made it to the normal section of this tier list on rank 27. Quite the middle of this list. I was able to farm my hypercharge, so all I needed at this point was my super. And can someone explain me for whatever reason this guy just saved this Cold? There was no reason to do so, like, honestly. And yeah, the hypercharge gives us a fairly nice range boost. Like, it's okay, maybe not range, but bigger. And why I'm rating Shelly's hypercharge as normal and not hypercharges like Terra or Spike, it's not only 20% as with the other brawlers, but it's 33% larger area. It just scales so much better with Shelly, with the speed boost, with the slow star power, with the sniping gadget, because the animation of your super is quite fast and you can do like 3 or even 4 auto attacks with the hypercharge, with the damage boost. And the combo itself just can kill any brawler, you know? And yeah, having some bigger area to get your opponent slowed, for example in duels or in 3v3, is quite important. And in solo showdown also the additional damage. I know we are not really talking about stats, but about the hypercharge ability. But yeah, Shelly is very exceptional because I think this hypercharge suits her so well. But it definitely could be a bit stronger, no doubt. So rank 26 Van goes to Lou. He's also our last brawler of this normal ranked section. I think the stun and the zone itself is really cool. But the stun, I mean, yeah, it's a really long and good stun. So this hypercharge is surely not bad. You see much more value than, for example, a Nani hypercharge or a Spike hypercharge. I can see the difference here. And the cycling also isn't too slow. I think it's decent. Gives you a large area control with the stun combined. The stun is really long. I think it's a really good and maybe also underrated hypercharge. No way how you can escape Lou with that stun. So he ends our normal section. So Brawl starts the good section, the A tier section of his Brawl Stars tier list. And I was thinking about ranking this as normal because all you get is like an auto aim of the super. But look how strong the auto aim actually is. Like, you can entirely miss your super and it still will give you this marker. And I think it's so important to have that in 3v3, especially on a map like ice thing with the lakes. So I hope my cutter knows what kind of map I'm talking about, you know, this map with the lakes. But yeah, I think the auto aim is very strong and it seems not so strong, but I personally think that this auto aim thing, this guaranteed bell hit, is more underrated as you think, because weakening a brawler like this is really important, and having a 3v2 like getting one brawler out gives you so many advantages. And the cycle, I think, is okay. It's not too crazy. I think it's decent. Could be a bit better, to be honest. But I don't know if it would be too OP then. Safe zone is the map. Okay, here we go. And if someone says, okay, so I actually think loose Hypercharge is better than belts. And I would, you know, rather rank loose Hypercharge as good. And yeah, I think I can agree on this. So probably, you know, let's fix that. Let's actually put Lou one thing up here and Bell one thing down. So yeah, it's okay. So we just swap these positions. I think that's a little more fair here. But yeah, it's still a decent one. Definitely better than a lot of other Hypercharges. So that should be fine. For the next brawler we are going to talk about on the lower good section is Ems. And it's definitely a good Hypercharge. And I think the problem here is why this Hypercharge is not a lot better ranked is that the cycle is not the best. Ems is also not really a meta brawler right now, but that's got nothing to do with the Hypercharge. As you can see here, some full hits on this Primo barely give us our Hypercharge. Like, we need to farm it for so long. I think that's kind of crazy. Like, I killed 2 brawlers already and don't even have half of my Hypercharge. This cycle is just terrible. Hypercharge itself is a really good ability. But yeah, after 4 kills not getting rewarded with a Hypercharge here, that should really get fixed. You cannot give M such a Hypercharge cycle. Like, what's that? Look at it. I'm fully into the game. Showdown zone is coming closer. I'm actively playing, not even camping or something. And this Hypercharge is just not charging very good at all. So even though, like, the game is almost coming to an end and now I can use my Hypercharge. And yes, it's such a very good ability to knock back every time for an additional time. Dealing more damage, getting more speed with your super area is very good. But bro, the showdown thing ended already and I had to kill so many guys. What is that Hypercharge cycle? Tell me. This is really, really awfully done. And honestly, I just don't want to rank a Hypercharge that bad because it has a bad cycle, but maybe I even should. But bro, the ability itself is just very good and I think it deserves to be ranked a bit higher. But this charging rate, come on dude, honestly, what is this? And even a Miko can farm his Hypercharge faster than an Ems, and honestly, what is that? That doesn't even make sense. It is so unfair. Just using your Hypercharge, using the auto attacks for the additional extra damage, and before your Hypercharge ends, you're just going to use your super, reload while doing so, stunning your opponent, and then supering again. Okay, I'm not even sure if the Hypercharge worked like this. I think I pressed it a bit too late. But yeah, it doesn't matter. Like, it still works like this. And yeah, that's why Miko ranked 23 in my opinion. Jackie as the next one. Just incredible speed with that gadget. And in combination with the Hypercharge, she becomes a Formula 1 car. That's so fast. Hypercharge cycle is quite good. And also you get that additional slow. Oh my god, that looks satisfying. Okay, let me do that once again and instantly farm our Hypercharge. Oh, that's satisfying. Rank 21, we are going with the good old Dynamite, and he had a big showdown fell off because of so many new assassins to the game, just Miko, Kit, and so many more Buzz Hypercharge. And yeah, it's just an assassin meta. You barely can play Dynamite and showdown anymore. I mean, you could play the Jumpstar power, but I don't know. Alright, so as I just said, a huge fell off, just not many reasons to play this brawler anymore in solo showdown, which is very, very, very sad. Kanji actually kills it. Alright, let's just get this BB down. It's much better to get our Hypercharge here. Oh my god, the Mortis tried to trick shot right. Okay, let's get this guy. Get this Morris, and we almost have our Hypercharge up. The reason why I ranked this quite high... Oh my god, what is my team doing? Dude, you're not for real. Why is the opponent team able to do that, but my team is not, bro? Oh, very nice, Morris. You got this. Oh, come on. Anyway, I shot the Hypercharge. The cycle is quite good. The damage is really insane. I just love the damage. And yeah, let's just forget about this game. I cannot believe it. Randoms are... Oh, man. You have these days where randoms are just great, and you have these days where randoms are just randoms, bro. Like, oh. Max is on rank 20. Second last brawler on the bottom half of the good tier, like the A tier. And yeah, she can feed her teammates her super. I showed that in a previous video already, where you could see that you can charge multiple supers with just one max hypercharge. And I think that's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. Anyway, very good team brawler. Definitely recommended in 3v3. In solo showdown, the hypercharge doesn't have that much value. But yeah, very, very, very decent brawler. Very decent hypercharge, but not really in the meta right now. So top 90 is like one of the most fun hypercharges. The last brawler of the bottom 8 tier. It's Fang. It's definitely a good hypercharge. Problem I see with this brawler is most likely you try to get your super by just having range attacks on your opponents, and that really doesn't help you farming your hypercharge. Bro, this hitbox is just too big, man. Bro, what is this? Anyway, back to the hypercharge. It takes quite long to pull it off, you know. So just by doing this, range attacks, it just takes really long. Yeah, so I'm supering a bit around, and I think if you have a very active game, it's actually okay. Shouldn't be too bad, honestly. I'm not sure what to do, but I think I will go here in the mid. Okay, very nice kill on this Daryl. Was quite low. And yeah, barely getting our hypercharge ready. Just like this. Now it's up. Okay, let's finish this. And yeah, so we couldn't really see the potential of this hypercharge, you know, but the fact that you can search just a super through walls, especially in 3v3 where the game is much more active and dying isn't really much of a problem. You can play way more aggressive with Fang, get your hypercharge more consistent, super through the walls, and make it work really, really well. And the popcorn also deals so much damage, like I think 3k for a hit. If someone walks behind you, that's insane. Top 8 tier of the good section. Next one, rank 18, we have Leon. And Leon really has a fantastic hypercharge. I just love it. I love to play it. Brawler, unfortunately, is not really meta right now. It's really forgotten. People do not play him too much. But I think he's quite famous on the lower elo. And what I love about Leon anyway is that you can just rotate here. From time to time, cycling your supers. You can then also use your hypercharge to shoot while your opponent cannot even see you. Just like this. Even more value in 3v3. You can just rotate from enemy to enemy. But also in solo showdown, a really, really good hypercharge. And in the last hypercharge video, I ranked this one a lot better, I believe. But that was from probably 1 or 2 updates ago. Maybe even 2. Sandy was the best hypercharge. But now I think we just have better ones in the game, especially since the hypercharge got also nerfed. Now the charging rate is much, 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 much slower. You will have your hypercharge ready after 2.5 super cycles. So now we are going for the first super. Already farming the next one. Now we got the second super. And soon enough, like just now, we have our hypercharge ready. And yeah, this hypercharge, if it pops off, it's just so great. I mean, the stun, the additional movement speed in the storm. Like, wow, I love this hypercharge so much. Here we go with the score. I think maybe we even can get another hypercharge in this game. No, probably not, because we already won the game, unfortunately. But yeah, I still love this one. And Nightmare Sandy skin is crazy good, by the way. For that one, you all know these heist games. Just click hypercharge, deal a ton of damage, and do 20% to the save just with a single super. She's really deserved on the A tier. The Hypercharge is just a beast in highs, but also in solo showdown, it's not too bad. You can just one-shot basically every brawler, I think, with this Hypercharge. So really, really good one. Very underrated, probably, in my opinion. Yeah, must be underrated. I think Colette is a very great brawler. I love Colette. And we go to the next one. And it was really tough for me putting Frank this high. Also on top A tier, but yeah. So I think I would get cancelled if I wouldn't, because Frank is so strong with the new rework, but I don't even think that Hypercharge is that strong. You lose some range of your super. You can also dodge it. It's not very easy to dodge it, but yeah, in 3v3 it's quite good. In solo showdown it's okay. You don't really want to lose some range actually. If it would be the same range as the normal super, it would be quite decent, like one of the best Hypercharges for sure, but we don't have that. So Frank just made it to the A tier with the Hypercharge. The charging rate isn't too bad, so we're in the end game, and it was quite fast getting our Hypercharge ready here. And now we will just use that to do a very nice double stun here. Just stun them again. Take a bit. Oh, stun this Thug actually once again, just finish him like this. Frank is a beast with this attack animation. Yeah, this Hypercharge is still pretty good, Maybe hating a bit too much on it. But yeah, very good A tier. And that was place number 15. And as you guys know, I'm really not an Edgar hater. I'm actually a fan, I would say. And also, his Hypercharge is really good. So I decided to not play the shield gadget because I want to do some action here. So just go in instantly. Finish with Carl, so we get our Hypercharge even sooner. Just like this, doing very good damage here. We also have a Chuck in our team. That's cool. I like that. Alright, very nice kill on this Crow. Now we can actually use the Hypercharge. Use our super. Oh my god, I didn't even get to use the Hypercharge. But you guys know how it goes. My cutter can get a scene for you, showing you how you can just super 2 or 3 times in a row. Very cool brawler. Very overhated. Edgar is our number 14. Next one is Crowvan. Also a highest beast. These Hypercharges are not to compare anymore with the bottom Hypercharges or even the normal ones. And if our Hypercharge is ready up, we just click that, super that high save, and shredder him down. I mean, that was a quite bad jump, but yeah, in better circumstances. I actually just wanted to do the jump so I can actually showcase it. But yeah, this Hypercharge can kill any single brawler. But yeah, it really needs a while to get charged. But if it's charged, wow, this high save is down, or any opponent you face is down. So very epic Hypercharge. And the same thing goes with Angelo. He's the last brawler on the good A tier list. His ability, just like Crows, are insanely good. The problem is it just takes too long to get it charged. These guys are playing weird, and my call is not doing any damage, bro. Okay, so here we go with the Hypercharge. Healing while moving, that's exactly the thing Angelo actually missed. And yeah, I just love it, Can poison everyone or even a save from any position. Yeah, I almost even got 2 Hypercharges with Angelo, but this game was quite slow and took quite a long time. But yeah, as I said, same thing with Crow. Just takes too long, but if you have it, it's just so nice and has so big value. So here we are with the meta tier, the S tier, the best Hypercharges in the game, or one of the best Hypercharges in the game. We get to the best ones later. And yeah, this brawler not only became so much more popular with time, but his Hypercharge also added just this one thing missing to the brawler. And the Hypercharge really is the thing left after having such a nice gadget. You can see, I just love to play this brawler, man. It was not even a Hypercharge, but I'm having so much fun. The more walls the map has, the more fun you're gonna have. And yeah, Hypercharge cycle is quite good. I killed 2 brawlers and the Hypercharge is ready now. Looks like the mutation Rico is kind of the mutation Rico, but that's okay because the mutation was really nice and it's so cool to have it permanent in the game somehow. But it got a bit nerfed. That was also very necessary. Alright, let's get this Rico down. Let's go. Another 2 cubes. And I really gotta use my Hypercharge soon enough. Oh my god, Wesley just spawned in my face. Let's try to make this work. Okay, that was the worst Hypercharge I've ever seen in my life, bro. What? I literally hit nothing with that, bro. Oh my god. But yeah, maybe my color can show you a better scene in better showdown games. Oh my god. That was embarrassing. The final top 10 of this list. Only 10 brawlers left. And we start right away with Bibi. Also such a popular brawler. People love to play her. And kind of unbeatable. Oh my god. Great kill here on this bus. He fought. He fought. Oh my god, that was so close. I missed my last shot. Just killed 2 buses. Hypercharge ready already. You love to see it. I really want to kill this Primo. Okay, we gotta heal up better. Okay, great kill on this Primo. Even another cube now. That's great. And yeah, if you have a map with a lot of walls going in with that Hypercharge bubble, it has so much potential. It is insane. Top 9 brawler bus. Yeah, the pop-off showed enough here, but yeah, this guy is just a beast. But his Hypercharge is even better. It has crazy potential. It's easy to charge up. This guy got baited so hard. Let's use the Hypercharge. Okay, yeah. Max seems out, I think. Yeah, need to get her down. Wait until her shield expires. Now just use this. Now just use this. And here we go with a nice kill. This brawler is just so fun to play in solo showdown, I swear. Okay, we use this Miko and another brawler. I think there's someone else to get our Hypercharge. Charge up even faster. Like, I don't have to do anything and I'm farming Hypercharge. This is just great. Wait, what was this? What did he even try, bro? Okay, very nice. We can just stack supers so often. Okay, guy kind of outplayed me. And I even did a great play where just perma-stunned someone behind a wall. You can just use this wall stun. Very, very OP if you master this technique. Jessie's Hypercharge is ranked so high because I think I said it earlier already. But yeah, her Hypercharge allowed her to become a very meta brawler. Without this Hypercharge, Jessie would nowhere be close to the meta. So her Hypercharge is kind of unfair, like 10,000 HP, bro. That is busted, bro. That is really OP and strong. The cycle is decent, even with normal auto attacks. It doesn't take too long to get this Hypercharge, which is crazy in my opinion. So if you play on 3v3, getting multiple taps, just look how fast this thing is going to charge up. It's insanity. So Jessie is surely one of the best Hyperchargers, no doubt. And quite similar to her is Nita. Nita's our top 7. And honestly, what is better than a turret with 10,000 HP? Right, a walking turret with 10,000 HP. So Bruce even makes it higher than Jessie. You know, Jessie also became such a great brawler. Wasn't really meta in the game, but with Bruce, with that Hyper Bear, definitely one of the best Hyperchargers. A really meta brawler just because of the Hypercharge. So these two are really similar, but also similar strong. But yeah, that's nothing compared to Piper, our solo showdown queen. She's so fun to play. Alright, here we go with the Hypercharge. Just 1v1ing with Surge. Cannot really make much use of my Hypercharge here. Alright. Okay, the zigzag won't save you, bro. But yeah, Piper the showdown queen with a great Hypercharge. And you just need it in the right hands to really make it look beautiful. Gives you so much more offensive power. I might be a little fanboy about this Hypercharge, but honestly, like, do you really think that us Hypercharge or something is better than the Piper Hypercharge? Nah, bro. I don't think so. Top 5 and the last brawler of the meta section of our tier list. That's the one and only Poco. Truly not a showdown brawler, but a 3v3 brawler. Insane. Crazy Hypercharge. Not quite enough to be judged as a broken one in my opinion, but definitely worth the top 5. And is this a mastery farmer? Like, does this kind of stuff still exists. It's just AFK. And yeah, I hate Mortis players, by the way. This is so annoying to play against this guy all the time. I mean, I can understand why people play him all day, but it's still so annoying. Hypercharge cycle is very decent also. This guy is trolling. Okay, this is the most ridiculous scene I've... That was a... I don't understand what just happened. I will do it myself, bro. What the hell is going on? I will never pass this guy once again. If you see Bloop in your game, never pass him once again in your life. No matter how close he's to the goal, no matter how free it is. Never. Oh my god, I take everything back. Oh, dude. But yeah, the shield, you just saw it. It's just such a crazy pose. It's a game changer every few seconds in the game. You know, this cycle is so fast. It should be broken, but I have some better stuff to offer here. And unfortunately, without a medal today, it's a Surge on top 4. Still a very high placement, but yeah, we just have other brawlers that are even stronger than him. At least the Hypercharge. Yeah, pretty good. Surge is a very nice brawler itself. Very good in the meta, and Supercell gave the people what they wanted, and that's this stage 5 Hypercharge. Just like this. Let's pop it off. Okay, that was actually not what I expected, but I wanted to have more than one Hypercharge to show you guys how well you can cycle this. So I already used Hypercharge and now have half of my Supercharge back again. And here we go with another Hypercharge. Let's make it work. Here we go. Oh, was he just giving up, bro? I don't know. Probably. And yeah, maybe a bit biased here, but in my opinion, just a wonderful Hypercharge. Even can't really showcase it here because we have many walls here, but on open maps, that makes him an even better brawler that can outrange snipers easily, and that's crazy in my opinion. So the bronze medal goes to Cordelius, the S+ broken brawlers, including Surge, and his Hypercharge can destroy anyone in a 1v1. Absolute cracked, crazy brawler. His super was something completely new in this game, and a Hypercharge made it even worse, made this unique ability even better, so your opponents cannot only not super and not gadget, but they're also so slow like an 8-bit. That's just crazy. That was kind of close, but well, I really wanted this dynamic down. This guy played way too aggressive. Oh my god, this Lily... can someone explain to me how this Lily was hitting what she hit there, bro? Like, come on, dude. That's ridiculous, dude. Oh my god. But yeah, the Hypercharge, you know, you could see it. But overall, you can literally just beat any brawler with his Hypercharge. The silver medal goes to Morris. He's definitely one of the strongest brawler just because of his Hypercharge. And yeah, Supercell really served the Mortis fans here, because if this Hypercharge would have been bad, like, people would be so disappointed just uninstalling the game, honestly. So they did the only right thing here with his Hypercharge. Oh my god, I did this Mac dirty, bro. Poor guy. And yeah, here, the Hypercharge popped off so well again. Just easily killed a Primo. You couldn't even imagine that doing that before the Hypercharge. That was definitely not possible. Okay, having a nice win here. I think I don't have to say anything else. This just alone proves how broken this Brawl is. I literally just got a first place in solo showdown. You couldn't even think of that before this Hypercharge. And the gold medal goes to Gale. He's not only a great showdown brawler at this point, but he can also permanently use his super and can kill a whole showdown lobby just by cycling his super. Not only in showdown, but also in 3v3. You always want to have that guy in your team or play him yourself. So in the right situation, and anyway, also against all the tanks, all the assassins, just farm your supers, bully people. It's so free. This brawler is honestly so free, also with the Hypercharge. And I can totally understand if you put Morris on top 1. I mean, if you guys feel better, then we could also put like Morris on the top 1 and Gale on like top 2. That would also work. But yeah, not only that this brawler is just so great to play right now, the potential this Hypercharge has is unmeasurable. Killing 9 teamers with one single Hypercharge. Only Gale has that much potential. I mean, of course, it's not happening that often. The potential is crazy here. And this is why I put this old man on top 1 here. So that's it with the video. I hope you enjoyed it. This is my tier list. This is my ranking of all the Hypercharges. If you like this video, as always, leave a like. And if you didn't, leave a dislike. Have a great day. Your SnakeThug. Peace.